Actually, Terry Brennan, he goes by TJ, and he's actually kind of a connoisseur of a variety of different things. And TJ, we're going to be going into a little bit more of that here in the second segment, but I just wanted to introduce you, and we have also Jack Teal with us, who is our Recreation Coordinator 3 for the City of Cottonwood Parks and Rec Department. But TJ, you basically are, you work in our Recreation Center as one of our aquatics people. You're a lifeguard. I'm sure that you've been doing it for a long time. You can tell us a little bit more about that as well. But we're going to be talking about music and the market, which is our old farmers market slogan. Yes. And we changed things last year, and we're going to be kind of talking about the changes as well, Jack. And it's up on the screen there is music and the market here in Old Town Cottonwood. And so, Jack, as we just get right into it here, I just want to talk with you. Tell me how long has the Old Town music and the market been a part of the City of Cottonwood Parks and Recreation's venue?
Yeah, this program has been a part of Parks and Recreation now for well over a decade. It's seen some transformations and some changes, and currently we're in our second year of the rebranding of it. All in all, we're close to that 15, 16-year mark.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time. Predates me.
Well, it's really quite a neat event, and it's really kind of eclectic, I would say.
Yeah.
It has its own little kind of variety to it as well, and it operates in kind of a really I would say it would really be one of those interesting venues that we do offer. And you go down, it's Thursday nights, and it's ongoing right now, correct?
Yes, correct.
And this year we've changed some things up, so we'll talk about that here in a moment as well. But we try to get as many people in as we can for actual produce, and we do have a lot of other individuals that bring a lot of their talents into it as well. And so if you get the opportunity, come down to the farmers market, which is actually our Old Town Music and the Market series. And so we'll be talking about it. So what connotates the Old Town Music and Market series? What exactly is it? So as we talk about that.
Yeah, so it's a community event that's built around inspiring that vibrant community like the city's mission statement. So what we do is every Thursday night we put this program on that's free to the public. We have a concert series going on, the Jamboree as it used to be known as,
yeah.
And now it's the concert series. So we have a concert every Thursday night there in the park. It mimics kind of that concert in the park feel, but we also add that second layer to it to where we have the park outlined with vendors. I'm always looking for produce vendors. Last night we had a couple really good produce vendors and they all sold out within the first 2 hours of the program. So we're constantly looking for more of those produce vendors to come out. We've got arts and crafts. We had this really cool tie-dye stuff out there last night.
That's awesome.
And, you got people doing eggs, farm fresh eggs. You've got handmade soaps, shirts, pictures, all sorts of stuff out there.
So what's really sold out so quick?
Nancy Gottschalk brought some greens last night, and I don't know what they were, but people were just chewing on them right then and there. Pulled them out of the bag, and she comes over to me, super stoked. Jack, I sold out, which is super great to hear because that's what this program is about: is eating healthy, creating that kind of environment to where you can go out, buy those fresh fruits and vegetables and those meats, and have them right there on the spot and ready to go.
Okay, so tell us about the rebranding. What exactly took place there?
So with the rebranding, with the way agriculture is working, you're seeing a lot of those older farmers kind of retiring from it, and you're not really filling in with that younger group. So the avenues are getting smaller and smaller, and with the farmers market scene kind of blowing up, you have a market you can go to any day of the week that's in our general area. And in our small community, there's not really enough to sustain all these markets. So we had to add a different dynamic to it. So we focus a lot on the music side of it. And that's why TJ's here today. He's going to talk about what the music brings to the event. And then we also we want to highlight the produce because that's what the farmers market is about. And that's where the roots of this program started. So getting back to those roots, we want all those, but we had to add that extra dynamic to keep this event sustainable.
And I know that Councilwoman Tosca Henry was involved with us when we were discussing this as well, and so she was involved in a lot of this as we were going through the rebranding. So it was really kind of a joint working because she really loves the market and she loves the music in that context because they do join together, but something different than a jamboree. So it was kind of really neat that she got involved as well. Now we're doing a split program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Tosca was super helpful when we were doing this, and a really good person to bounce ideas off of and give good direction and feedback to. So when we were looking at it, we've always had our market go July through September, which in Arizona, we all know that's monsoon time.
Yeah, you're dying out there.
Yeah, your best guess at the weather, it'll change in 5 minutes. So what we found is from 2015 on, we were raining out about half of our markets.
Right, exactly.
Which hurts the program. You have inconsistencies, and when you're a farmer trying to get rid of all these things so they don't spoil, and you're making a statement by saying I'm coming to Cottonwood to do this, and then our markets are being canceled every other week, it's an inconsistent situation, and it really eats at the bottom line. So we had to get out of that, and we did that by moving it. So we split the season to get out of the rain and get out of the heat. The vendors,
great idea.
It benefits the vendors because they're not setting up on 110-degree weather.
Right.
So by moving to May and June, we kind of get the best of both worlds. We get the long days and the great weather without all the rain.
Okay.
So that was the idea behind it, is creating a more consistent market.
Okay, so May and June, and then we're off in July and August, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And then back again in September.
That's it, yep. So the month of September, we'll have 4 additional markets there, or maybe it's 5, I'd have to look and see. But every Thursday in September, we'll have the market going that month as well.
That's awesome. Okay, well that's a good thing, and it's a good thing to know, especially if you are one of those people who loves to take in the market as well as the music and everything. You'll understand that that's the reason why. So again, we're doing May and June and September, and so we're given that break time period in there. Now, Jack, tell us now, as the title of the program indicates, we'll be having music ongoing every Thursday night. I've noticed that you have some great entertainment this year's concert series. Explain to the viewers what you've lined up and who you feel are the top acts coming our way.
Yeah, when I sit down and I start to do this music lineup, I look at a lot of different things. One, what type of program are we going for? What's the atmosphere? So those jovial bands who interact with the crowd and create that atmosphere, those are all really big aspects. As a community event, we also got to keep the price low.
That's right.
So they're all willing to help us out and reach a price that's agreeable for all parties. But really, when we're looking at it, we're looking at that atmosphere, what they're going to bring to the market, and how they're going to entertain the people who are there. And TJ and his group, they're such live people, they're real people, and you can feel their passion. So it brings a lot when you get those people to the market, and it helps stimulate those people and getting them dancing. The first person who sees it, everybody will follow.
They follow right in line. Yeah, they do. And we all kind of do the same thing.
Exactly.
Why is the program held on Thursdays?
Thursday's just such a great day.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, every other day of the week has something going on, so why not Thursday?
There you go.
It was built as a community, family-friendly market, and then also when you're looking at the other markets in the area, we didn't want to compete with anybody and say, hey, come to us or go there. We want to spread that out to where everybody can take advantage of it. So by doing it on Thursday, we were the only market that was doing it Thursday. The families are still in town. There's not usually too much going on, so people can come out, have a good time, spend the evening with their family, and we're not competing with any of the other local markets.
That's great. Now, who are the sponsors of this program?
There's a lot of different sponsors for it. So Allegra here in Cottonwood, marketing, print, and signs over there off of Main Street, they're our title sponsor for it. So they do all of our marketing, all of our banners, all of those different things. And then we also have the State Farm office of Jennifer Griffin, the Old Town Frame Company, and then Ledbetter Law Firm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be taking a break here, ending our first segment here is talking about it. We'll get back in our third segment, but next we're going to be, entertaining everybody with TJ a little bit, and especially a little bit more information about his background, about Sapphire, your group, and how this melds into the Music in the Market program. So thank you for joining us. Come back for our second segment. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Service General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. There we go.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. We're talking about the Old Farmers Market. Now it's been rebranded to the Music and the Market down in Old Town, and it's a terrific program. It's one of our signature series programs that we've been doing for a long time. And with us today is TJ Brennan, and TJ, we're going to be talking about Sapphire. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and tell us how Sapphire was created. Go into that for us a bit.
Okay, well, actually a little bit of a backstory here was I was involved in a really serious motorcycle accident back in 2015 in December, and I was laid up for just about a year. Wow. And I was kind of in the dump. I'd been riding for 47 years. That was pretty much my lifestyle. And a very near and dear close friend of mine, Barbara Hurley, he came up, knocked on my door one night and said, "We need to get you out for a little while." And I said, "Okay." So we went out. She took me to Arizona Stronghold, right. Walked in the door that night, and Gina was playing a solo act there. And I was just sat down at the table, and as I was sitting there ordering a glass of wine, waiting for that to come to the table, her music just started to speak to me. And I hadn't played probably in 5 years previous to that. Wow. And at the end of her set, she came walking over, and I actually had been tapping out some beats on the table. I didn't realize that she had heard me. Oh, okay. And so she came up to me and she said, "Hi, how are you? What's your name?" And I told her what my name was, and she introduced herself. And I said, "Your music is fantastic." I said, "I never heard anything like," because she plays classical, she does everything, rock. And I said, "Where's your percussionist? You should have somebody joining you." And she actually looked at her watch and said, "You're late." And I went, "What?" She said, "You should have been here an hour ago." I said, great. "Oh, okay." So she invited me to come out, and I played with her at Red's Sedona Rouge one Saturday evening. It was probably about the last couple songs of the set, and she asked me to stay. So she liked what I did, and we had a really good symbiotic relationship at that point musically, and it just took off from there. And we decided that we'd put a group together, and she asked me what that group name should be. I just threw it out there and said Sapphire, because the stone is so beautifully blue, creates the ocean. She's from Southern California, as I was, and so we had a same love for the ocean, and it's just took off from there. So tell us now, you have a Facebook site as well. Yes. It's under Gina Macavina? GinaMacavina.com, yeah. Okay. Or not .com, but Gina Macavina on Facebook. So you can just pop that right up there, and come right on board. You can actually go in and see the band and everything else, and probably hear a little bit of tunes, I'm sure, as well. Yes. So it's kind of cool. So she was also apparently very invigorated right after that score that you guys were doing, and that set that lasted you guys were doing an hour, so at least from what I was reading about that as well. So I think it was a mutual thing for both of you guys. You just hit it off right off the bat. It sure was. It sure was. She's just an awesome, talented guitar player, and she is not only that, not only is she a guitar player, but she's also a songwriter. A lot of the music that she does is also her originals. Right. And we're in the process of recording right now, and getting ready to put out our first album, and at least half of those are going to be originals, so we're really excited about that. Well, I was reading that Gina seems to be heavy into songwriting. Yes. And it seems to be her passion, but she also has that passion of playing as well. Yes. And especially with, like you were saying, it's amazing because you get somebody who crosses over from classical and does, anything from blues to rock. I mean, she must be pretty amazing. So I'm going to have to come out and listen, because I've not heard that either, so I'm going to have to come over. Now, how long have you been playing together then? We've been playing together probably around, I'd say, 15, 16 months now. Okay. Better than almost a year and a half. So now, what is your background? So tell us a little bit about your background as music. Okay, musically I probably started playing drums when I was 12 years old. Oh my, okay. And my mother had brought me over to Phoenix for the first time for my aunt's wedding, and I had been dabbling, playing on a little snare drum, and one night there was a country band playing for my aunt's wedding at the reception, and actually the one of the guys in the band just got up and said, "Hey, any young guys out there like to play?" And I raised my hand, and I got up to actually get on stage. It was my first professional gig. I didn't even get paid, but
Hey, who
it
cares?
was fun.
That's fun.
And he actually said, "Wow, you're a pretty good kid for being able to hold a beat." And I said, "Well, thanks, I appreciate that." I was only 12 at the time, so
that's great.
Started from there, and then I think probably in 1982, I picked up the sax.
Okay.
Started learning that, and that was kind of a church thing down in the Bible Belt in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine gave me a saxophone to work with, and I think it took about 2 months, and I had that down pretty well.
That's cool.
So, and then of course, reed instruments followed with that, and harmonica.
Okay.
So, and then percussion.
So different. So you actually play different reed instruments, so clarinet.
Actually, no, I don't play a clarinet. I just played the
sax, the tenor
alto,
sax, and
tenor.
alto.
Yes, those three.
Okay, that's neat.
Yeah,
it's more than I ever did. I stayed with tenor, so it's kind of cool.
Tenors are cool.
Yeah, they are. They really are. So now, so you play those different instruments. Now you have a new bass player. Can you tell me about Al a little bit?
Yeah. Al has been with us for he's been with the band forever because he has been Gina's roadie.
Right. I was
going to
say, does Gina pick on Al?
All the time.
But he seems like he loves that.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. They banter back and forth quite a bit.
That's great.
He went out and bought himself a set of congas right after we got started, and realized that, you know what, I don't need to be playing congas. I really would like to play bass. And so Gina said, well, go do it. And so they went out and bought him a bass, and within, I'm going to say, it had to be within a couple of months, Richard, it was amazing how fast he picked it up.
That's it. That is incredible.
Yeah, he's getting better all the time,
yeah.
And I mean, a lot of the songs that we do, he just adds that good bottom flavor to the music, so we really appreciate having him. And a lot of times I keep forgetting his last name, so when I introduce him, when we're in a club or whatever, wine tasting room, I always say, this is Al, and I call him Algorithm.
Algorithm.
Algorithm. So that's his stage name.
So Al's last name is Hinojosa?
Yes.
Hinojosa.
Hinojosa, yeah. So
okay.
That's why I came up with that.
Okay.
It was easier.
That's really good. Now, do you have any CDs or albums coming out soon? Tell us about that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're currently in the studio out in Flag at Mudshark, and we are putting together, I think our first one, I think is going to have about 12 to 15 songs on them, and half of those are covered and the other half are originals that Gina has written.
Wow.
And so it's been a real privilege to do that with her.
Yeah.
She's really good at what she does.
You guys sound like you're really an incredible group, and that synergy that you guys develop has been ongoing for over 15 months now.
Yes.
It's really pretty great. Now, tell us a little bit, now, when is your next gig that you got going?
Okay, the next gig that we have is going to be at Vino di Sedona. It'll be on Monday evening this next week, and then we'll be playing there again on Friday evening.
Okay.
So we're there from, let's see, I think on Monday evenings we're there from 6 to 9, and on Fridays it's usually 7 to 10.
All right.
And we just finished building a real nice stage out on the back patio because the evenings have just been so beautiful, and everybody loves to sit out there by the fire pit. So yeah, it's perfect timing.
So now, when do you play for the Music in the Market next?
We play on the I think it's the 26th.
26th?
I believe Thursday,
okay.
Yeah, this next coming Thursday.
Okay, all right. We'll have to come out and see you then on Thursday the 26th.
Looking forward to it.
You also, real quick here, you also play at the Grasshopper Grill on the third Saturdays of each month.
That's
at
correct.
5:30.
Yes.
You State Bar monthly. Your next gig is May 25th at 9 p.m. The Alcantara Vineyards, you play on May 26th, 12:30. You guys are busy and all get out. Farmers Market, of course, like you said. And that, you also do the Altitudes Bar and Grill monthly, which your next gig is May 27th.
Yes.
So that'll be at 3 p.m. Man, TJ, you're a busy guy, so thanks for joining us. Especially in the music and the market and what we're doing. So we're going to take another break here, and we'll be back here for our third segment, and we find out a lot more about music and the market as things have changed up a bit. And so join us. I'm Richard Faust, your host today. I'm Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Come right back with us.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Interesting. Well, thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood for our third segment for today. With us is Jack Teal. And Jack, you're going to be going through a little bit more information pertaining to the Old Town music in the market. And TJ, thank you for joining us also again. It was fun, man. It's going to be even more fun as the summer clicks and we move forward with this. But Jack, tell us a little bit more about the Old Town music in the market and the impact as it has on our community in a positive way. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think most people are aware that we tried to recreate our mission statement with the city, and now it's inspiring a vibrant community. So making sure that we're trying to do that through Parks and Recreation by stimulating our community, giving them areas to go out and enjoy their time with their family and enjoy the beautiful weather and the evenings we have here in City of Cottonwood. And what better place than Old Town, right? Right in the middle of the heart of our community. In Old Town Cottonwood, we've got that fantastic green space there in the Old Town Activity Park. So what it does is it allows the different vendors to come on out, set up their booths, enjoy the experience, and hopefully, make a little money while doing it. It also brings people to Old Town, and once they're at the market, they stay around, they listen to the music, but a lot of them will come and go through Old Town. So all the merchants in Old Town will see that traffic coming and going through our community. So not only are we inspiring a vibrant community through engagement, we're also promoting them to go down and use our resources, use the things that we have in our facility through the park, using all the vendors and the merchants that we have in Old Town. Get some dinner down there, come over, enjoy your time, watch the concerts, have fun at the market. So it really generates a good positive influence for our community.
Oh, that's great. I know that's one of the most inspiring things as we do is that specific, like you were just talking about. I know at the city council meeting last night there was an individual that said that was the reason why her husband and her had moved here about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Was very specific as she looked at the planning document for the council, and inspiring a vibrant community was one of those things, and that's the reason why they moved here, is because of all of the different programs and opportunities that exist here, and especially year round. It's not just associated with spring, summer, and fall. It's year round here, so it's a blast. Now, Jack, how many vendors do we typically have at the farmers market?
So it ranges anywhere. Last night we had about 17. Currently we have spots for 30 people, and in the past we've had as many as 52 spots. So we're bringing it 2 months early is kind of shell shock for everybody.
Yes.
They're still catching on, remembering, oh yeah, the farmers market is early this year. So I think as the summer progresses, we'll see more and more of those vendors, and we'll reach up to that 30. Once we reach that 30, we'll create some more spots to get back to that 52 where we've had. But right now, rebranding it last year, changing it this year, we really have a fantastic foundation now, and I'm excited to continue to build that program to where we get those consistent 30 plus vendors.
So we just need more vendors and then more people to come down and enjoy the vendors.
Hey, they go hand in hand.
They
if
do.
one rises, the other will rise.
That's right.
So if we can get the people, we'll get the vendors.
Yeah, we will. Now tell us about the product that people could see down there.
There's all sorts of stuff down there. We've got a lady who brings all sorts of goat milks, and she does this really fantastic goat's milk ice cream. Really good stuff. She does soaps, all natural lotions. We have this one lady who does this pain relief stuff. You rub it on, and she promises you can feel it instantly. You know, it's all organic, all natural ingredients that go into this. We've got Chef Wayne's. He was on our show a couple years ago. So he's out there. This is his 12th year coming to our market.
He loves it.
Yeah, we've got some really good local produce out there. A lot of just at-home farmers, you know, people who are growing these vegetables at home and maybe have a surplus, too much for their family, and bring it out. I believe that was the case with Nancy Gottschalk down there last night. We have a lady who did fresh lamb last night. She's got some fresh beef lined up here in the coming weeks, natural farm fresh eggs. All sorts of stuff. We've got henna tattoo artists out there. We've had face painters come out. So whether you're looking for produce or you're looking to get your kids a face tattoo like Mike Tyson, we got something for you.
All right. Well, so if I'm interested in selling goods as agricultural items, or just want to sell anything, how do I do that, and who do I contact?
Yeah, so there's a couple different options. If you go to our website, oldtownfarmersmarket.org, we have a vendor information tab on there. I have the vendor application there online to where you can click it out. I made it a fillable PDF format, or rather the ladies at the front desk made it a fillable PDF format for us. So you can fill that out. It has my email address right there. You can send it straight to me, and we'll get that and put it onto our spreadsheet. So then all you'd have to do is come down to the market, say, here I am, and we'll get you all set up. Or you can come into the recreation center, fill out the application there on hand, or quite possibly the easiest, just come on down to the event. I have applications there on site for you. You can fill it out. We'll get it all set up. If you're agriculture, your spot is free. We don't pay you. We don't charge you any sorts of fees. You don't have to pay your business license. You just come out. You sell all your fresh produce. Now, if you're looking to do arts and crafts or tie-dye or something like that, it's a $5 vendor fee, and that's a weekly fee, and then a one-time $5 business registration.
That's really cheap. That's not bad at all.
I'd like to think it's super affordable.
Yeah, it definitely is. So now what can vendors, when can they start setting up for the program each week? When does that happen?
Every Thursday we have registration from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. So you come in anytime between then. The closer it gets to 5, the less likely you are to be able to drive in. But if you get there before, we'll let you drive in, unload all your stuff, set up, and then you can pull that vehicle right back out of there. We really try to make it as easy as possible for our vendors. But at 5 o'clock, when we kick that off and it's packed with all the people in there, we ask people not to drive through the crowds anymore.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I think that'd be great. Now, tell us about the atmosphere of the market. It's really kind of neat.
Yeah, I'll use last night as an example. It was fantastic. You know, at 5 o'clock, people are just starting to get off work. We got the music going. We're saying, hey, here we are, come see us. And then once the sun starts to go down and the heat starts to decline a little bit and people are getting off work and getting settled in for their night, they come on out. And last night we had to have had 300 people down there at the market.
That's a lot.
It was a fantastic crowd last night. Yeah. People were up, jumping around. You got all these kids just running around everywhere, having the time of their life. And people out there dancing to the stage, and it was a really fun time last night.
Well, when you get people like TJ and the Sapphires down there and their program and what they do and their gigs, I mean, it really gets things going and hopping, and people love it.
I will do what I can to get people there. It's TJ's job to stimulate us at that point.
That's it.
So how do you guys set up then, or do you set up for EBT and WIC and things of that nature?
We do. We are a farmers market nutritional program.
Great.
So what that means is when we get 3 approved growers to our market, they can then accept all those farmers market nutritional program coupons. So they'll send out coupons that you can have that say, hey, you get, with this coupon, you can turn this into any approved grower, and in return, you'll get this specified amount of produce. You know, you can get 3 tomatoes, you can get 2 heads of lettuce, or whatever it is. Some of them will just have a dollar amount. You can just go spend them however you want down there on fresh fruit and produce or meats or whatever you have at the farmer's market. EBT will be handled separately through each vendor. If they're set up to accept it, they're welcome to do it. Our program is authorized to do it. We just don't necessarily have those in place for the city staff. Each individual vendor, if they have it, they're welcome to accept those things.
That's great. Yeah. So we're going to kind of close things down at that point and just identify once again. Now, next week is it comes on board on May 17th, correct?
Correct.
So that'd be Thursday, May 17th, and then the following Thursday, that's May 24th. So TJ and the Sapphires will be playing there at that point in time. So come out and see them. Again, come out and enjoy the music and the market in Old Town, Cottonwood. Just another thing to do in Old Town, Cottonwood, especially in the spring, summertime. And again, remember, it's going to be, it's May, and we're doing June, and then July and August we're off, and then back again in September. September. And again, it's Thursday night. So remember that. And again, if you need information, you can definitely contact the rec center, get in touch with those folks there with Parks and Recreation, and enjoy your summer most of all. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Have a great day.